everyone from sunny Mornington Peninsula. So today we'll be moving on. Over the next 3 days we'll be doing a hike or a walk, and that is pretty much the plan. Around an hour and a half later and we have made it to Dandenong Ranges, and we've decided on doing the Sherbrooke loop. It'd be nice and quiet, hopefully. I mean, just enjoy the walk. Soon after starting, we arrived at the falls, and it's not exactly what we expected.
It's disappointing so far. The falls, not the wood.
I'm hoping it's not the falls, because it's not really a falls, is it? So, can confirm that that measly bit of water is the falls. Charlie was like, that's pathetic. We've actually had quite a lot of rain as well, so yeah. Never mind, we'll carry on the loop.
But that is literally where we came from, that tiny bridge, is the falls there.
Not impressed.
Seen better, seen better.
I've seen a lot better. Okay, well, that was uneventful. We went clockwise. We should have gone anti-clockwise to see this last, because it was supposed to be the thing of the trek, but obviously it's a bit rubbish. So we're going to walk back and try and find a different route, or walk that's of better surroundings and interest. I think my issue here is I saw that the Sherbrooke circuit, which is 4 hours, was a 4.7, and I thought, oh well, if you only do a little bit and see a falls in the making, should still be pretty good. I mean, the greenery here and the ferns are nice, but 4 hours, so unnecessary for a walk like this. I made it back to the car, so that ended up taking maybe 55 minutes in total. We did do a little bit of a different loop to get us back, but overall, bit naff. I'd rate it about 4 out of 10, maybe. What would you rate it, Charlie?
Not worth it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. So
Especially
what?
People walk into trees, what idiots do.
Yeah, Charlie walked into a tree. I think what I want to do now is, I've seen a cute little cafe as we were coming in, so maybe we'll go to the cafe and reevaluate. After an unsuccessful walk and deliberating, we decided that we would come to the area close to where we're staying tonight. So we've come to Warburton to have a little nose. That's the Yarra River right next to us, which goes through Melbourne. And so far, very cute. It'd be a nice little walk before heading to the campground. And of course, we had to stop at the drive-through bakery. Morning, everyone. So day 2 and the second hike, and we've come to a state forest. It's pronounced Warrataiti. Something, I'll put it here. It's Saturday, and this is supposed to be a family-friendly hike, and as you can probably hear, it's not going to be as quiet as yesterday's one, but hopefully it's a bit more successful. Meters from the car park is a small platform to see across the river. A pretty nice way to start the walk. So similar to yesterday, we're still very close to the Yarra River. So we're just walking along this here. The trail itself is called the Blue Tongue Bend Trail. It does say on all trails it's an hour, but the signs do say 2 hours. It's not really one of those that you stop and look. It's more of a meander along the river kind of thing. But it should be nice. It was freezing last night, and so that little bit of sun coming through, just marvellous on the skin. So I'm already liking this trail because it's like no expectations. You're not looking out for a falls and then being like, oh. It's just along the river. If you see something, you see something. And I mean, we didn't have to do this today or the next couple of days. We didn't have to do any walks, but I always feel like it's a good way to know the area, but also to get our fitness up a little bit more because it is dire. Made it halfway, so again it's been all along the river majority of the way. Just come to this little bit, very nice. You can see the sun like sparkling on it. We've also seen a lot of birds. At one point I was stood there ages trying to get pictures and videos. Charlie was like, okay, come on. This is exactly what I needed for the day, just to get out in nature for a little bit. Oh no. Okay, so I think that walk ended up taking us maybe an hour 25. We did stop quite a bit just to have a little look and like to pace ourselves and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a slog at the end just because you wasn't walking along the river anymore. You were just kind of walking up the hill and then walking down the hill. But in general, it was pretty good. I'd probably give it maybe a 5.5 or a 6.
Tell them to, I would
Go the other way.
Turn around at the blue loop at the end where the border is, and then go back on yourself, so you're just on that track. Yeah.
Rather than following all trails, just go back on yourself along the river, just because it was a much nicer walk that way. So we're just going to now sort out some food, and then we will be making our way to Melbourne. So because we're so close to Melbourne, why not stop? And there's no chance we're going to be camping, so we've booked ourselves a little apartment for the evening, and it was an absolute steal. So we ended up paying 130 for the night, and we're going to then go for dinner at our favourite Thai place. So every time we go to Melbourne, we always go to this place. And I should specify Northern Thai. Morning everyone. So day 3 and walk 3. And we are in the Yangs region. We're doing the Flinders Peak Loop track. And it is a 4.3 walk, and again it's supposed to be super popular. It's supposed to be one of those Instagram ones. As you drive through, it's a totally different landscape than the other side of Melbourne. It's actually pretty built up on the other side, whereas here it just looks like country, which is more up our street. And if you can't tell by the wind and the amount of layers we have on, it's pretty chilly.
She's not gonna like this one.
So we parked in Turntable car park and it's packed. So much so that loads of people are just parking on like gravel. But we've decided after reading the signs, we're going to do the Flinders Walk. Or the Flinders Peak Walk, which will only be an hour, but 450 steps. That's good. The other option is the east to west, which is a loop, but you're not getting the satisfaction of going to the top, so we decided on this one. Quick and painful. I think we're about like 200 steps into it, and it's actually not too bad. There's steps and then it's a flat piece so you can catch your breath. But despite all the layers coming off, it's just a little bit hot. I'll tell you how alright this walk is. And it's based on I can talk to Charlie going up. Usually it's like silence. But there's loads of ages. There's old people, there's little kids. People were taking their dogs on this walk, which I appreciate greatly. But I'm actually quite enjoying this. The views are so pretty. This has to be the best so far.
Not long after, we reach the top and do one final push to the observation platform to see 360 degrees of the surrounding area, including Melbourne and Geelong. And the views are worth the workout.
And we made it! You got to celebrate, babe. Yay! Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. And the views are amazing. Back down we go, and hopefully this should be a lot easier than coming up.
But first, a quick stop at one last lookout.
Finished that walk, so 3 days, 3 hikes, or I should say walks. That one was most definitely the best out of all of them. I'd probably rate that maybe an 8. Yeah?
Yeah, it's a lovely walk.
I really enjoyed it. It was quite busy, but it wasn't like totally like swamped.
And there's options. You've got like multiple tracks you
Yeah.
can do if you want like easier ones or harder ones.
Exactly. We're now going to be heading onwards, and we'll be going towards Torquay, and we're going to be staying in a hotel, but it's a golf course, but it's fancy.
It's not that fancy.
Fancy-ish.
More fancy than a tent, I guess.
In our next video, we begin the journey west, the start of one wild ride.